Hi, everyone, and Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for spending a little time with us, and I'm going to have to stop and pause and make sure I get this right because I've had a hard time grasping it all day long, and more than likely will throughout the rest of the show. It's the eve of Christmas Eve. It's Tuesday and the 23rd day of December, our last show before the holidays, but a lot of ground to cover between now and the end of the program. And indeed, we've got a lot to talk about weather-wise as well. This major system has us set up for a lot of showers, maybe some storms, maybe some winds on your Christmas Eve. We've got a whole lot of all of that in the forecast. Daytime highs, our second full day of winter today, mind you, and I've got a forecast that has daytime highs ranging from 42 to 63 degrees, and a whole lot of wind, rain, some storms, a little sun, a lot of clouds, but not much mention of snow throughout the entire forecast. Other headlines tonight include a string of robberies in eastern Kentucky. Lawrence, Pike, Floyd County, at least two believed to be related at this time. Suspects being sought in all of those. We'll have that for you in a few moments, as well as a wreck caused earlier today by failing brakes on a passenger car. I'll have video to take you to that scene, and the unveiling of yournewstoday.com. Still a few tweaks to be made, but our website is online where you can go and catch programming from wherever you are. And if I have time, a little caroling as I had for you last evening. We'll get to all of that and more in just a few moments. A few announcements from the University of Pikeville. A few things that they asked me to pass along to you. First of all, the University of Pikeville Coleman College of Business is offering free tax preparation services during a series of Super Saturdays, they're going to call them. Appointments are available on February the 7th, February the 14th, and the 21st, and then March the 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on those designated days. Households with an income of up to $53,000 are eligible for the service, which is provided in partnership with the Eastern Kentucky Asset Building Coalition. UPike students enrolled in the university's federal taxation class will be participating in the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, and each student will be certified through the IRS to be a volunteer tax return preparer. Both spouses have to be present with proof of ID for those married filing jointly. Additional required information also includes Social Security cards for self, dependents, and spouse if applicable, all forms, W-2s, and 1099 statements, information on all other income information for all deductions and credits, and some other things do apply. And you can go to upike.edu to find out more about their tax preparation services, free tax preparation services. Also from UPike, the university is hosting an open house to assist future students and their families with filing for the free application for federal student aid forms. A representative from UPike Student Financial Services will be available on the week of January the 5th through the 9th from 7:30 to 6:30 on those days of that week. The office is located on the ground level of the administration building, and all current and future UPike students are strongly encouraged to prepare for the 2015-2016 academic school year by filing that financial aid document or paper. Students who are Kentucky residents are at a greater risk of missing out on financial aid opportunities if you fail to file an early FAFSA application. That's according to Judy Bradley. She is the Director of Student Financial Services at UPike. She also says that state grant funds are being depleted quicker than ever this year, and the UPike requires all students to file an FAFSA form. State grants are a tremendous benefit, but they're not guaranteed. UPike EDU once again. Now this next one is going to be a little more colorful, not just for the report that we'll be doing a follow-up on very soon, but also for the program in and of itself. Students on the University of Pikeville will be soon strategizing whether to go top lane or mid, whether to hit the jungle or spend more time farming. Now, what am I talking about? Much like the playbook for traditional sports, they'll be preparing for that late game push. UPike is launching a new varsity esports program after the first of the year in January, and how well the new Bears execute those gaming strategies will determine how they fare against schools like Robert Morris University, the University of Kentucky, and Duke as they compete in the League of Legends. UPike is making plans to compete as a co-ed sport in the Collegiate Star League. It's an intercollegiate gaming league open to all accredited colleges and universities. Robert Morris University in Chicago is the first school to make esports an actual part of the varsity athletics program. UPike is going to become the second in the entire nation. Robert Morris began offering scholarships for the League of Legends in the fall. The school has since announced an expansion into even more games. They're taking gaming and not just playing, but also, of course, understanding the makeup thereof, but gaming to the collegiate level, scholarships are going to be possible. It's going to be a whole new avenue that they'll be offering collegiately at the University of Pikeville, and I'll be talking with some friends of mine very soon, and they can tell us much more about this totally new direction in keeping up with technology for our young people who are going to be having maybe a little fun in the workforce for change. How about that? This next video shows us an auto accident that happened after the driver says his brakes failed, of all places in Magoffin County, coming down the steep grade of the Littorals Fork Hill.
It happened earlier today. Fortunately, there was no other traffic at the exact moment on Route 40 that the vehicle came barreling across Route 40 and struck a tree. However, there were 3 occupants in that single car crash that were taken to the hospital. Behind the wheel, the driver was identified by authorities as 41-year-old Charles Puckett, a female passenger in the front seat and a juvenile female passenger in the rear seat. Now, he told authorities on scene, Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Jonathan Holbrook, that his brakes failed just as he was coming down the Littorals Fork Hill, and that he basically jumped across the road before the vehicle stopped after it struck a tree head-on. While all 3 individuals were taken to the Paul B. Hall Medical Center by the local ambulance service, the female passenger in the front seat appeared to be the most seriously injured, even though the injuries were not considered to be life-threatening. Nevertheless, can you imagine the harrowing ride that the occupants took as the vehicle came down Littorals Fork Road and then crossed Route 40 and then jumped, if you will, this culvert to the left of your screen and then collided with the tree. Enough impact that the stop sign at the bottom of Littorals Fork Hill is seen all the way over across this creek, several feet away from where the vehicle came to rest. Also responding were
Report on a string of Eastern Kentucky robberies going back to the one that I had exclusive video of last night that took place this past Friday night. 2 others that we have to report. One suspect has been identified in one of the cases, and he matches a very close description of details about the individual and getaway vehicle in another Eastern Kentucky robbery. We'll start with video from this past Friday night's robbery of a store that sits on Route 114 about 6 miles or so into Floyd County.
Still limited details in front of me at this hour in regards to Friday night's armed robbery. As I told you on last night's program, we know that the Kentucky State Police and Floyd County authorities responded after at least 2 men reportedly came into this store on 114, newly remodeled, and brandished weapons and then fled with an undetermined amount of cash. They were seen getting into a vehicle that at the time, according to 911 records, was described to Magoffin County 911 as potentially or possibly a Suzuki or a Isuzu SUV. There may have been another individual in the getaway vehicle waiting on the suspects that entered the store. That's yet to be confirmed. They did confirm that that vehicle did leave the scene and head towards Magoffin County. The detective handling the case has been out on other assignments since the beginning of the week, and we have no official word as to any other details that have been released by authorities. However, this is one of 3 such robberies in eastern Kentucky since Friday night. Kentucky State Police have already identified one individual which may be linked to at least 2 of those robberies, and they're asking for the public's help in finding this Martin County man. He robbed a gas station in Louisa over the course of the weekend in Lawrence County. This picture is of 31-year-old Chad Nichols of Lovely. He's wanted on charges of second-degree robbery. It all happened Sunday. The Kentucky State Police Post 14 in Ashland got a report of a robbery at a BP station in Louisa where a male subject walked in who has since been identified as Nichols, entered the store, bought something in the store, and then when the cashier opened the cash register to make that exchange, Nichols grabbed some cash from the drawer and then fled the scene. He was seen leaving in what was believed to be a blue Jeep Liberty at the time. Now, he didn't show a weapon and didn't imply that he had one. It was just simply a grab-and-run situation. But he hasn't been seen since, at least by authorities who are searching for him. The Kentucky State Police says they're asking for any public information which may lead to his location and subsequent arrest. And they're also investigating another similar case.
And in addition to those 2 cases, Kentucky State Police have also confirmed that they're investigating a robbery in Pikeville in South Williamson of the Fast Lane Discount Tobacco. There, they say, a man came into the store, waited for the cashier to open the register, then took out an undisclosed amount of cash and fled in a blue Jeep Liberty. The man didn't show a weapon, but stands around 6 feet tall, weighs around 150 pounds, was wearing, on this occasion, a brown hooded jacket and an orange toboggan. This all happened last evening, and of course that obviously matches a very similar description to the suspect in the Louisa robbery on Sunday night. And we, of course, are waiting further details from the Kentucky State Police and all departments in those particular investigative areas. We'll have that for you, I'm sure, after the holidays. Recall to pass along to you tonight, millions of them being recalled. I have a similar model in my home and fire it up on a morning occasion just about every day of the week, but this involves the Keurig Mini Plus brewing system, which has been causing some burns and injuries to some users.
So far, the Keurig company has received about 200 reports of hot liquid escaping from the brewing machine. So far, about 90 of those reports related to burns and other injuries. They say consumers should contact the company for a free repair. Millions of them sold, millions involved in the recall, about 7 million involved in the recall, sold for about $100 between 2009 through December of this year, just this past month, at everywhere. Kmart, Kohl's, Target, Walmart, other retailers across the nation. It involves the Mini Keurig Plus brewing system with the model number K10. Now you can also find the specific model number on the bottom of the machine, and to find out if that number that you have on yours matches the numbers involved in the recall, as I always suggest, go to www.cpsc.gov. A complete list of all recall information, links to find out appropriate ways to get a repair or a replacement are always found on the government's website.
And without further ado, the official unveiling of YourNewsToday.com. Still some tweaks to be made, still some additions to be done, but it is functioning. It's online as of today, and in fact, for much of the day, I have spent several hours uploading several of our last programs.
Our web presence started out several years ago, a site that we used to try to get by, and it wasn't really functional for the program and for a fix. We have been uploading shows to YouTube for quite some time, and now we have YourNewsToday.com. Getting the name was most of the feat. The company had owned it for years and wasn't willing to give it up without a significant purchase price. But finally, we've had it out in-house for quite some time, and as of today, about a week's worth of programming has been uploaded to YourNewsToday.com. So if you miss a show, maybe fall asleep before the 11 o'clock show, maybe want to see a show again, or just want to stay up with some of the most real, honest, local news since 1998, simply log on to YourNewsToday.com. Now we'll be adding some things to the sites, and a few new additions will be coming very soon, and how you can interact with it. But we invite you to click on, see what you think, catch some of the programming, and then of course keep coming back to maybe find out what has happened most recently in our area and what we have done to update it most recently as well. We're very proud to once again present to you YourNewsToday.com, an edition of our outlet of presenting you literally the most real, honest, local news that we can, as we have since 1998. And don't forget to click on our sponsors, follow their links, and see what things they are adding to their sites as well. For local weather, announcements, and other news, YourNewsToday.com. It's another place where you can find things like our McGoffin Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar that has birthdays like tonight. A happy 10th birthday to Emily Grace Gibson from Mammy Hazel, Pappy Jim, Uncle John and Daddy, and a host of family and friends. It's a big 10th birthday to Emily Grace Gibson. And birthday wishes tonight to Hubert Blanton. A very happy birthday today to you, Hubert, from a host of family and friends. This is actually coming in from Marlene down at the Senior Citizen Center. His birthday today on the 23rd. And I have a birthday wish, a happy 90th birthday wish tonight to Alec Russell. A lot of love from Jessica, James, and a whole lot of family and friends, Alec. Happy 90th birthday to you. And just a couple of other announcements. A reminder from Rumpke, and they have a change to their Christmas and New Year's Eve schedule. So for tomorrow, Christmas Eve, and then for the next Wednesday, New Year's Eve, they'll be running earlier than normal, but they're running tomorrow and New Year's Eve. They'll be off on Thursdays this week and next. So Thursday's garbage will be collected on Friday this week, and Friday's garbage will be collected on Saturday. That's this week and next. From the folks at Rumpke, who also wanted me to wish you a very Merry Christmas. One other announcement tonight, and it comes from the McGoffin County Judge's Office. The courthouse will be closed the 24th through the 27th in honor of Christmas, but also in order to upgrade and do some maintenance on the county and state computer systems. They also say have a safe and happy holiday and Merry Christmas. And while we'll be off for a few days for the holidays, we expect to be back soon thereafter with a whole lot of future announcements for things kicking off the bright new year. Can you believe a new year is upon us? If you have a calendar announcement for the new year, if you've got a birthday or an anniversary or a special announcement of that sort, well, send it to us. Let's start off the new year with a new announcement on our community calendar. All you have to do is send them to P.O. Box 1443 in Syersville. Phone them in to 349-3699. The fax number is 3221. Your News Today at yahoo.com, Facebook at Ritt or Mortimer, and before you know it, you'll be able to go to yournewstoday.com and send in announcements as well. And you can always drop them off at the newsroom. There's also one funeral service announcement for this Tuesday. It's in honor of Logan Ryan Workman, the infant son of Matthew Workman and Vannie Peters, who passed away on yesterday's date. Arrangements are still being made and incomplete at this time, but to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And a reminder, in our absence, you can always go to the McGoffin County Funeral Home's website at McGoffinCountyFuneralHome.com for more information on services. All right, let's go over your weather forecast, which, man, oh man, has it got just a little bit of everything and not necessarily everything we want to hear. But we'll go over that in much detail, and if time allows, I'll take you out, as I did last evening, on a little Christmas caroling note, brought to you on behalf of our friends at the Burning Fork Community Church. There's what we have to look forward to this evening and into your Christmas Eve. So sad to say, this is not going to be a white Christmas. It starts with a W, but it is much shorter and sounds much more like we're going to see showers, maybe even some thunderstorms embedded in those showers, as this major player in the weather scheme of things is really going to have a big impact on travel plans and activities you've got planned throughout the holidays. We started out today here at the studio at 38 degrees and hit 65 degrees. Yes, it was that warm out today, and it felt it. We'll fall back to 53 tonight, so definitely a rain event this evening. And overall, a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain, except for some of those areas where you might pick up some heavier downpours, and we might see a half inch of rain, maybe even a little bit more in some isolated areas, but a widespread rain event tonight into your Christmas Eve, I'm so sad to report. Your Wednesday's forecast is as follows: more showers, possibly more storms, and winds associated with it. Steady winds from times from 3 to 7 miles per hour, gusts upwards of 29 to 30 miles per hour at some points, and additional rainfall amounts a tenth to a quarter of an inch. But once again, we have chances of some heavier spots of showers and rain. With lows tomorrow night at 37 degrees, there is a slight chance that temperatures might fall and get in a little bit of a changeover. Right now, I don't have it for the viewing area for your Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is shaping up as follows: much colder, down to 43 from the 60s, and a low of 31 under freezing. We'll see mostly cloudy skies during Christmas Day, and we'll see a 20% chance of some showers, mainly very early that morning. Wind gusts will still persist. 7 to 18 mile per hour winds and gusts sometimes early Christmas Day. Things will start to wane by Friday. We see 52 degrees, and I think right now maybe even closer to 54 degrees and a low of around 40 degrees for highs and lows. But we'll see the sunshine return and only partly cloudy skies Friday night. Saturday we're talking about 54 and 38, 39 degrees. Partly sunny, 20 to 40% chance of some showers. They will be in the form of rain and not snow. The latter half of your Christmas weekend looks to be, well, right around 46 degrees for the high. We'll see 34 for the low. Sunday night we have showers quite likely from another system rolling in. This one could see some changeover, more likely than tomorrow night into your Christmas Day. We may see some changeover from showers to snow on your Sunday night as temperatures do fall below freezing, and then start off below freezing as well, of course, early Monday morning. making their way up to about 43 degrees. Maybe even that might be optimistic. Closer to 41 might be a good guess right now with partly sunny skies and still a chance of some showers. And we've got some more weather, more wintry weather to talk about after Monday. In fact, maybe even some better chances of some showers in the form of snow as temperatures are going to continue to fall down into the 30s for daytime highs. I wish I had time to say Merry Christmas and send this show off with such a holiday note, but all I can do is say thank you so much for watching. A true blessing it is for me to be in your homes and now wherever you're traveling on yournewstoday.com. And I couldn't think of a more appropriate way to go out tonight than with a few fond words and voices on behalf of the Burning Fork Community Church, who is carrying on the age-old tradition, as is waning in a lot of areas, of Christmas caroling, as they were making their rounds around Sayersville and McGoffin County just a few nights ago. Merry Christmas, everybody, and good night.
Merry Christmas in front of the Burning Fork Community Church. We'd like to sing you some Christmas carols. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeers loved him as he shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven, nature sing. And heaven, nature sing. And heaven, nature sing. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings of Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays!